Hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us. At Home with the Gamecocks, presented by Ford. Our guest today, the newest member of the Jacksonville State football coaching staff, Tyler Allen, is going to be quarterbacks coach for the Gamecocks here in the upcoming season, and he joins us. And I step out there and say that. I'm assuming all this is going to be over. I'm optimistic we're going to be playing football in the fall. But welcome to Jacksonville State, Tyler. Just a brief background, Mississippi guy, played at Mississippi Gulf Coast. Boy, that had to be tough playing football on the coast there. And being around the beaches all the time, right?
Sure, yeah, it's nice down there.
But you played there, and then you decided you were ready. You knew what you wanted to do, so you just jumped right into coaching at that point in time, correct?
I did, yep. Got an interview with the offense coordinator at LSU, and he hired me. So I was basically assistant quarterbacks coach there, and I was at LSU for 2 years. And then went to Troy after, and then West Virginia, and led me here.
Well, you mentioned the offensive coordinator. That was Cam Cameron, who was the offensive coordinator, I guess, at that time, correct?
He was, yep. So my first year was Cam Cameron, and him and Les Miles ended up getting fired. And then Coach Ogeron took over, hired Matt Canada, who I worked for, and got really close with him. And then he helped me get the job. He called Neil Brown for me, got me the job at Troy, and then Coach Brown took me to West Virginia, and I was there for a year, and then he just recently got hired at Jacksonville State as the quarterback's coach. So I'm excited about that.
Let's go back to your LSU days. 2 years there, as you mentioned, and you were there in 2016 when Jacksonville State played at Tiger Stadium, right?
I was, yep. That was my second game on staff at LSU, and Jacksonville State came and played us. And
do you remember anything about the game or about Jacksonville State?
I do. Let's see. So y'all were pretty good that year, and I'm pretty sure Eli Jenkins was the quarterback that year. And we remember him coming in and being a good player. And one of the things I remember most was just on our side was Brandon Harris was our quarterback, and then that was the last game he played for us. We ended up replacing him with Danny Etling, and because he wasn't playing very good versus y'all, and then Danny came in, and then he ended up finishing his last. I ended up coaching him the last 2 years, and then he ended up going on to get drafted by the Patriots in the 7th round. Yeah.
Well, the run that LSU had, an incredible year in 2019. A lot of those guys were there when you were there those 2 years. So did you feel you were part of that a little bit?
So yeah, for sure. Especially in 2017, we had either we were playing with those guys as freshmen at the time, or we had like recruited and signed those guys when I was there. So you definitely see some of that. Like all the guys that were playing this year, like Justin Jefferson had a huge year, got drafted first round. Clyde Edwards, they were all playing for us as freshmen when I was there. Now them being in their junior years, really excelling. Really, the only guy we didn't have was Joe Burrow. He ended up transferring after I was gone.
Well, I don't know. I guess some of the people maybe that you've met in town, you've heard a little bit about the old days of the Jacksonville State-Troy rivalry. So, but
sure.
You had the year you were there was a great year at Troy that year, and that led to Neil Brown getting to Morgantown, West Virginia. And I've been there once, and it was for basketball, but you could tell it's a great college town, I think, and they do love their football up there, don't they?
They do. They love football in West Virginia. That's all they have, really. There's no professional teams there. All 1.8 million. That's what they always say. 1.8 million of the people in the state. That's all they care about is West Virginia football when it comes to Saturdays in the fall. It's a great atmosphere up there, and they were good to me.
You played quarterback in high school and then in junior college as well. Offensively, what Jacksonville State does, is it very similar to what you've done in the past? Are you familiar with it? Part of your philosophy?
Very, very, very similar to what I've done in the past. I'd say probably the only different year would be at LSU with Matt Canada. A lot of that stuff, obviously, if you know anything about him, is a lot different. Which is, right. But I've taken the stuff I learned from him and really used it on my way, like at Troy and West Virginia. Coach Brown, he let me do a lot of the jet sweep stuff, and we were good at that, and we got a lot of we had a lot of success off of that. But I've been around a spread passing game background and RPOs and we're getting into some more RPO stuff now here at Jacksonville State with me coming in. Just being, I'm being, a lot of the guys on staff have been together for so long, and
Right.
Just having a new idea guy come in is always good. Just somebody who's not been around and been different places, so that's always good. Just so we can change some things up, but also keep things the same that have worked. Yeah.
You get in, and then the pandemic hits. So, and you only got a couple of practices with spring practice. So, the quarterbacks, Coop and Zion, and have you had a chance really to get to know them and spend quality time with them, I guess?
I have. So obviously wasn't there long. I think I was there 3 weeks before it happened. But when I first got there, I made it a point to try to get those guys around me a lot. I brought them. I didn't have a house yet or anything, so Coach Gross used his house, had the guys over for dinner, and just spent a lot of time with them. We had 2 days of practice, and then being gone on the with the virus. Monday through Friday, we're on Zoom meetings. I'm on Zoom meetings with them every day. Monday through Thursday, we do football, and Friday was more academics and seeing where they're at, what they're doing for the weekend, just checking in on them. But Monday through Thursday was more position meeting football stuff, and then they would send me videos and pictures of them working out or throwing, and I'm talking to the quarterback coaches they're working with and that stuff as well, just to keep them on track. And then Zion and Coop ended up going back to Jacksonville to do some rehab stuff. Just some Zion had a little injury last year, but he's recovering really well, and he's ahead of the game. And then Coop's just doing some prehab, right? Basically just to make sure he doesn't get injured. So both those guys were on campus, so I came back and had them over for dinner as well, again, just to keep building that relationship with them. And we talk every day. So it's been difficult, but trying to make the best of it.
It's all we all can do, I guess, at this point in time with it. Last thing, wrapping this up, I would assume you're excited and ready, and hopefully everything's going to fall into place and we get to play some football here in the fall.
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited and excited for what we've got coming back and winning a lot of games.
All right. Tyler, thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Welcome to Jacksonville State. Glad you're a Gamecock. And we'll see you here real soon, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Tyler Allen, Jacksonville State quarterbacks coach, our guest on this edition of At Home with the Gamecocks, presented by Ford.